Hey guys, it's Lawrence Presman. It's the Betting Edge with the Prez. I am the co-founder of WagerTalk Media, owner of WagerTalk.com, SportsMemo.com, and the iconic Gold Sheet. In today's show, one guest only, but a legend. I mean, we talk about Dave Koken like he's a god. I'm telling you, Tony Finn is his equal. Probably not as enjoyable to watch on video as Dave Koken, but I will put Tony against any bettor on the planet. Let's bring him in. Yeah, Tony, I kind of insulted you. My apologies, but welcome to the show, bro.
Takes a lot more than that to bother me.
And that's what I love about you, dude. I mean, you got 4 kids, a wife, a dog. Very little can faze the Tony.
Well, yeah, thank you. That's a compliment, and for people as old and senile as me. So, and I'm better looking than Dave Koken, so it's only appropriate that we let the less fortunate have video time.
Yeah, might be the only person in the world that you're better looking than. And some will tend, there are women out there that have a very, very big eye patch fetish.
Yeah, there's plenty out there that would probably argue that.
Yeah, I mean, there is nothing hotter than an old man with an eye patch, and we know it. You know it. Dave Koken knows it.
Halloween, one of my favorite times. Halloween, my favorite time of year.
With that said, guys are probably thinking, Prez, you're being so mean to Dave. No, Dave makes jokes about it too. Dave is the best. My chemistry with him is unbelievable, and we do a show every day for like 7 months of the year called First Pitch, which is our baseball show. Dave is one of them.
I'd like to be on that show sometime.
Well, your baseball is ridiculous, dude. I mean, you're Tony, I'll tell you, man, before we get into it, we're going to talk one college basketball game, one NBA game, and we're going to talk about both the NFL games in the NFC. Before we get into it, dude, I do promos every day on these shows. Today I got a promo up from me. You can see it at the bottom of the screen. We'll talk about it in a little bit. I don't do enough promos for you, and I want to apologize. And flat out the reason? Man, every day you're like the number one seller at WagerTalk.com. Every day you're making season sales, monthly sales, weekly sales, daily sales. People are the comments on the videos. Your win rate is ridiculous. You are the number one handicapping expert at WagerTalk.com since our inception, dude. In the world. If you're the number one handicapper, if you're the number one handicapper at WagerTalk.com since our inception, you're the number one handicapper in the world. I mean, you could definitely work on your video performances. I watched yesterday's NBA show with Joe Ranieri, and man, I mean, that show is as good as it gets. A huge shout out to Joe for all the hard work he's doing. He's got a college basketball show he does with Ralph Michaels, and he has this NBA show, which we're now doing live.
I know. Oh, I know. I told him, you got to tell me we're doing stuff live. I'd take a shower.
Yeah. Yeah, because that'll be the only time you take a shower. But yeah, dude, it was like Joe Ranieri, 3 kids, and you. And you came across just like that, an older statesman, a wise man. But Jesus, you do not get to the point.
Oh, well, I don't. I like the stage, and although I'm not very good at it, I want to keep it as long as I can.
Well, the irony there is, hello, Pot. It's the Prez, the man who never gets to the point. You at least get there at some point. Guys, I'm on a 9-2 NFL run, a 5-1 NFL 5% run. I'm on a 6-0 NHL run. I'm on a run in NBA. I'm on a run in college basketball. I'm on a 12-5 all sports run. I'm up over 30 units since January 1st. 2020 is going to be the best handicapping year of my life. I took $150 off of a month of all of my plays. Regular price $349. It's yours for $199. Head over to WagerTalk.com. Use the promo code Prez199. Tony, let's get to it, dude. But we're going to talk Kansas against Iowa State. Came out at -7. It's down to -5. There are some 5.5s on the board. The total's been bet down slightly. 146. It's now 145.5 with some 145s on the board. Tony, before you tell us who is going to win this game or whether it's going to go over and under, people must understand you are a Kansas fan.
Well, ask me who my favorite team is. You know the answer is going to be. My favorite team is the team I have money on.
I know, but you have a wife. Right. She probably pleasures you from time to time, and she does make you go to these Kansas games.
Oh, she's a fanatic. Kansas. I mean, if you talk during a Kansas basketball game when you're sitting with her, Katie bar the door, you're going to hear about it. Do not talk. Do not interrupt her. Do not block the screen. Do not. Just leave her alone. She'll be very happy. And yes, she's a fanatic. I grew up in Lawrence. Lawrence. I grew up in Lawrence.
Yeah.
And that's definitely Jayhawk country.
Okay, dude, talk to me. Yep. Jayhawks versus Cyclones.
The Jayhawks, third ranked. Iowa State lost about 75% of their scoring. Had 4 starters. They are known as a team that shoots well from the perimeter, typically has a good big man, an NBA big man. This is a good program that's buried underneath the Jayhawks and some Sooners and Longhorns, et cetera. Here's the deal. Hilton Coliseum, Ames, Iowa, one of the toughest venues in college basketball to win at. If you go to anybody's rankings, be Ken Palm or the Prez's rankings, you'll find that venue is one of the highest rated. If it, on a scale from 1 to 7, it would be probably a 5, 6, that kind of a thing, where Allen Fieldhouse for Lawrence is a 6 or a 7, as is Duke, et cetera. Iowa State doesn't shoot the ball very good. They play pretty good defense. They're a good defensive team, technically sound. And if I'm going to lean in this game, I don't have a play on this game. I didn't release anything in this game, but if I did, it would probably be the Jayhawks. The number's down to 5. I think it's a fair number. I think it's the right number. Anytime you go, like I said, 2 Ames, it's a difficult place to play. I would also play the under in this game. Both teams are better defensively than they're not.
And Tony, that's what I wanted to mention is the under. I like the under in this game too. And the bottom line for me is the line makers sort of give clues. Yes. And this is one of those games where the Jayhawks are a short favorite. The line makers are saying, look, there is a realistic chance that Iowa State can win this game. And if they do, it has to go under. They are not going to get into a shootout with Kansas. And I think that's ultimately where I'm looking at this game as well. And really, it's based on the fact that Iowa State has to slow this game down to win. And the line makers do think there is a chance of them winning that game. I'm with you, dude. I'm going to stay away from the side in this game, but I like under the total.
I'm with you on that.
Dallas versus Denver in the NBA tonight. Came out at 218, Tony. It's been bet up to 220. Same with the side. Came out at -1.5, and it's been bet up to 3. I'll go to you first before I give any thoughts and opinions. What do you like in this game?
Well, I like Denver in this game, and it was contrary to everyone's in love with Doncic and this new young Dallas group. But Denver's is a type of team I like in the NBA. They're defensive-minded, or at least they're capable defensively. They can control tempo. They're a much more experienced team than the Mavericks right now. So here and as well, if you look at the numbers, you'll find that Dallas's ATS and against the number record at home is much less than it is on the road when they're actually maybe giving a small number or getting points. In this case, the number's pretty small because this is Denver and this is Dallas. And again, I'm going to almost always fade Dallas at home. Depends on the situation, the injuries, but Denver's healthy. And Dallas is outside Doncic is fairly, they're a questionable group. I mean, if you ask Lawrence, if you ask right now the average sports fan to name me 3 starters from Dallas or even 2 starters from Dallas, they probably can't do it.
Tony, let's look at the total in this game. You've had Denver go over the total 6 games in a row, and they're putting up an absolute ton of points. They just beat Atlanta 123-115. The over and under 224 in that game, 221.5 in the game before against Washington, which went way over the total. Dallas has gone over the total 3 times in a row. You got to look at the total here and think this game is going to go over. We've lost already 2 points of value. I don't think I could bet it much higher than where it's at now, but I like the over in this game.
Well, I would caution you and anybody else, if you look at the games and the opponents for Dallas that went over, and listen, nothing's bad. Teams are baked into the line and into the total, but they've played the Hawks, which they're defenseless. They have no clue. There's no light bulb over their head. They have no idea how to play defense. They have also played the Wizards. The Wizards are their equal defensively, and then there's the Rockets and the Kings and the Pacers. The other 2 games in those 5 that are capable, or should call them postseason quality teams or capable teams. I don't have an opinion on this total, but I wouldn't argue with the over. But I always lean towards the under when Denver's playing. I will say that Denver. And Nikola Jokic is playing a lot better. He scored 47 against Atlanta. Will Barton added a season best. I think it was 28. Mm-hmm. So yeah, listen. They're clicking right now after struggling a little bit early on. They are clicking on both sides of the court. But I didn't release this game. But if I was going to lean 2 ways, it would probably be Denver and under.
He's Tony Finn, the single greatest handicapper in the world.
Where is
he? He doesn't need promos. Go pay regular price for Tony Finn. And as Pharrell said last night on the radio, I got stuck listening to him on my way back from my hockey game. Don't tell your wife about the money Tony makes you. Hide it.
That's good.
Yeah, get it?
I do get it, yeah.
You know why I love this shirt, Tony? You can't even see me, but it just goes so well with my hair. NFC games, both of them. Minnesota, San Francisco, Seattle, Green Bay. Here's the bottom line for me, dude. Watch the NFL presidential address if you want a full breakdown. I like Minnesota in this game. I like the over. The reason I like Minnesota is I think they're just a veteran team. I think they saw New Orleans lose. I think they know they could beat Green Bay and Seattle. They see a path to the Super Bowl. San Francisco, I think, is a year away. Their defense hasn't played as great as they had at the beginning of the season. Minnesota's run defense is ridiculous. They held Kamara to very few yards. I think they're going to really be able to bunch that box up in this game, really force Jimmy G to throw the ball. I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota wins this game outright. Why do I like the over? I think we've seen San Fran stretch the field all year long. I think they're going to stretch the field again here. And I think what's going to happen ultimately is Dalvin Cook is going to run the ball 2 out of 3 times, and the third time will be a 40-yard play action pass to 2 of the best wide receivers in the league in Diggs and Thielen. Plus Kyle Rudolph, a tight end. Weapons everywhere. I like Zimmer better than Shanahan. Minnesota and the over for me, Tony. Good sir.
I would probably be contrary here. I would probably say I'll take the home team.
I know.
It's very difficult.
I know.
It's very difficult.
We've spoken about this already. I know. I know you like San Fran.
And I like the under.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And here's the worst part about it, Tony.
Yeah.
You're like 70% on the NFL season or some not-ass number. I mean, you've put an NFL season down. It's like a Usain Bolt, Tom Brady, Joe Montana, Wayne Gretzky NFL season. And yet, I'm playing against you in every damn game.
I know. We did talk about that too, which and there's only, guys, it's give this to Lawrence Pressman, all right? It's difficult to come up with 10 plays in 3 or 4 games But if anyone can do it,
Yeah!
that's what could do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Right now I have 5 plays for this weekend, and I'm trying desperately to get them down to 3. Okay, dude, fill me in on why you like San Fran and the under.
I'll make it quick for you. First and foremost, Minnesota is the more experienced team here. However, it's difficult to win 2 games in a row on the road in the NFL, especially in the playoffs. If Minnesota happens to play well enough to beat Seattle or San Francisco in San Fran, then be cautious when they come up against for the championship game. Again, 3 road games, impossible in the NFL.
New York Giants did it.
Playoffs. Yeah. There's been teams that have done it. Absolutely, there have been, but and impossible is not the right word. Both these teams are good defensively in one area. Minnesota very good against the run. San Francisco very good against the pass. Minnesota's had some struggles in their secondary, especially at cornerback.
Yes, and it's such a surprise Drew Brees did not take advantage of their defensive backs.
Yes, I know. And that had to do with what that defensive front did. They really bothered Mr. Brees. They got in his face, took him off his X, took him out of his game, and came out of the Big Easy a winner. D Ford is back after missing the last 3 games with a hamstring injury, and this is going to be a game where I believe the home team has a big advantage, especially on the snap count. Not so much at Levi's as it would be if they were playing at Minnesota because of the dome, but still the advantage. The San Francisco people they haven't won a playoff game since I think 2004. 2004, that may be the year, I'm not certain. But that said, I would lean home team, and it's going to be a close game. 6 points is a lot of points to lay here if you're going to be laying it on the Niners. It's a lot of points in a game against a team that played their A game. Lawrence, if you watch it, I know you did, watch that Minnesota-New Orleans game, the Zimmer and his staff were gold defensively. What they did to arguably, and this is to Tom Brady fans, this is arguably, I think, the best quarterback to ever play in the NFL. Drew Brees, not Tom Brady, but Drew Brees.
Yeah,
championships.
We're not gonna agree on that one.
Okay, I know that's okay, but I think you'll agree that
he's in the top 10. I'll agree.
What they did to him in that offensive line was gold, and they came away winner.
Yeah. Seattle, Green Bay, dude. Sidewise, this is a struggle for me. I really can make an argument for both. I like the under in this game. I explained it on the NFL presidential address. I think this game is going to be to be honest with you, I think they're going to both struggle in the red zone. Seattle's just not balanced enough to dominate in the red zone. I think Green Bay knows they're going to pass. They'll put a spy on Russell Wilson. And I don't think Green Bay has the weapons on the outsides to dominate in the red zone either. I like this game under the total of 47. Where are you going?
I think it's the only proposition or the side or total we agree on. I really like the under as well in this game. That makes perfect sense. Seattle's they've outplayed their payroll, their pay grade, their talent. They've done a great job, and mostly because I think they're 8-1 straight up on the road this year, including last week's win in Philly. I like the under here. Green Bay's is if you look at their numbers offensively, Lawrence, and I know that, you'll see that it's amazing some of the points they've scored because they're not throwing. Rodgers hasn't been fantastic this year. They don't have any bell cow at running back, and they don't have Devontae hasn't been healthy. Adams hasn't been healthy all year. How did they win this many games? They improved their defense in the offseason, and I agree with you 100%. If I was going to lean someone, I would take Seattle because they're at home, one of the toughest places to play against CenturyLink, and I like the under.
Green Bay's at home.
I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm thinking. Absolutely. One of the toughest places to play. Green Bay, Lambeau Field. I like the under. I still like Seattle, though. Don't get me wrong.
Tony, while you were talking, I was checking sales, and here you go again, dude. Leading the way today in sales over at WagerTalk.com. Absolute ton of these. You've got a promo up. I should give it out because you're just making a ton of sales. I mean, it's actually wild what you're doing, dude. Help. 7-day all access for your plays. Coupon code BEST7. $79. Jesus, dude. I mean, that's like, that's probably the best $79 anybody could spend. Let's be.
Okay, I'm going to throw something in that I don't know if it's been. I don't know whether the Detroit office has released it, but I sent a correspondent an email to Missy. Everyone knows Missy, the great Missy, at the Detroit office, and told her that I said at this point in time, everyone's been great. Listen, we've had I have had a great year. WagerTalk's doing fantastic, and I said, why don't you offer a 30-day, buy a 30-day all access, and get the second 30 days for free. So essentially, you're getting 50% off.
Did she agree with that?
She did agree with that, and
Wow.
what it does, basically, it takes you through the rest of the football season, takes you through a big portion of the NBA into the second half, and up to March Madness. So what's the price on that? Is it like
$349 for 30 days, and you get the next 30 days for free. That's an incredible promotion, dude. Nicely done. Guys, Carmine Bianco is going to host the Betting Edge tomorrow. We will find Rob Vino to do tomorrow's show, and maybe Tony Finnegan, who knows? We'll figure it out later tonight. Maybe there won't be a Betting Edge tomorrow. Who knows?
There'll be one. I know you.
Out of the blue, I have to leave town for one day, and it came about late last night. I got some business meetings I got to attend to. What can you do, brother?
Go do it.
Okay, dude. Great working with you. Thank you so much for being here. No, my friend, I am a shadow compared to you.
No.
Just a hell of a lot better looking and cleaner looking and healthier looking.
Well, that's You eat healthy. You don't cuss. You've never smoked in your life.
I cuss all the time, dude. Shut up.
Okay. All right, go.
You're the best, Tony. I love you, bro. Like, seriously, man. We're so freaking honored to have you as part of the WagerTalk family. I mean, we literally have the best handicapper on the freaking planet.
We have the best team.
Well, we do. I mean, are you kidding me? Dave Koken, you, Teddy, Marco Gianni, Ski and NBA. I mean,
amazing.
Ralph Michaels. I mean, Buster and Carmen and NHL. We got the sports memo guys. Andrew McGinnis, dude. He is an up-and-comer.
I guess so. I don't, Andrew and I have not, he hasn't had the
misfortune
of having to do a shoot with me. So as long as he can avoid that, you might warn him, hey, avoid Finn. So.
Okay, brother, you're the best. I'll speak to you later. Thanks, guys, for watching. Make sure to comment, check out Puck Time, and also the NFL presidential address. And I will see you all on Friday with Marco D'Angelo and Jeff Oskheim.
Thanks. Ciao.